Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Richie with another video. This is the coronavirus vinyl tag, brought to you by Kenya. 20 questions, just like a regular vinyl tag. Dylan from Noble Records put this together and I thought I would jump in. Some of these, I wrote them down. Some of these questions I can't answer, but I'll give it a shot. That said, there's really no wanker questions. There's normally in these vinyl tags, there's a couple of questions that are pretty fucking stupid. I would say none of these are really stupid, so. First question is favorite record from your home state or city? Now, for me, that's a tough one. I'm from California. My favorite record from California, come on, give me a break. You know, there's probably California's produced more good records than darn near anywhere, you know. But I'm going to go with this Metallica album. Garage Days Revisited. When I lived in Downey, that's where this dude lived. That's where Metallica formed. He put out an ad in the Recycler, I believe. And all the members got together. And I'm going to pick this one, Metallica. Now, I was born in Bakersfield. I could have picked the Buck Owens. I live in Bell Gardens now. I could have picked the Eddie Cochran. But I'm going with Metallica. An album you highly recommend. Now, this is another one, you know. I could have picked a Ty Segall and da-da-da-da, but I'm going to go the obvious route. I highly recommend the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and I'm going to give you another one. I highly recommend David Bowie, Hunky Dory. A tip for beginners. I take this as beginning record collectors. Don't get records that are all scratched up. Try to get records that are in good condition. I mean, don't get a beater. Just get ones that look good. And sometimes those don't even sound that good, you know. Because you don't want to get a record. You like it, but it's kind of scratchy, so you're going to have to get another one. Don't fall into that trap. The first record you got that got you into deeper music, I'm going to pick this one. It's one I recently showed. Mother Mania, The Best of the Mothers. I bought this when I was in 7th grade. The more I think about it, in fact, I know I was in 7th grade. And they weren't playing this on the radio. And really ever since then, I've always been like a underground type of person. I mean, I like the pop hits. The AM Gold is Cosmic Vinyl. He's been showing some of that. I always liked a lot of that stuff, but I really wasn't buying that stuff. I always bought the more, I don't know, weird shit. An obscure record that people may not know about. Well, that's damn near half the shit I buy lately. But I'm going to go with this single that I just got. It's Pummel. They even sent me a t-shirt. Boston hardcore band. I think most people haven't heard of these guys, you know. I'm going out on a limb on that one. A group who you collect all their albums. Now, I'm not really a completist type. I have all of the Butthole Surfers albums except for the last one. Because I don't like the last one. So I had it on CD. I don't even know if it ever came out on vinyl. I turned it in, you know. I'm not going to have a record I don't like. But one band that I do have all their records, it's the Cramps. All their albums. I don't have all their singles and all that shit. Songs the Lord Taught Us. This is their first full-length album. Fantastic stuff. Oh, a band whose second album is better than their first. Another one I recently showed, Led Zeppelin 2. Led Zeppelin, their debut was a great album, but I think this one is better. In fact, this album blew me away when I heard it. I never heard nothing like it, you know. Show and Tell of Whack-A-Mole. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got Jimi Hendrix, Isle of Wight, live album. This was a hell of a concert, man. 1970, the Isle of Wight concert. Fantastic. There were so many good groups at that show. I have this a DVD of this show too. I think there's more songs than there are on the album. Okay, what album have you listened to the most? Now this is another one. I can't answer that, you know. I mean, when you're my age, you can't answer an album like that. When you're maybe 20, 15, maybe even 25, yeah, okay, maybe you can answer now a question like that, but me, nah. I mean, it's changed. But I'm going to pick this one. I listened to this one a hell of a lot. It's Black Flag Damaged. It's an album I've shown a lot. I listened to that one quite a bit. Okay. Show an album with a crazy story. Okay, I went to this club. I think it was called the Cavern Club. I think that's what it was called. In Hollywood. And it was like on the eastern part of Hollywood. It was on Sunset Boulevard, if I remember right. It might have been Hollywood Boulevard. It doesn't matter. But you went east, you didn't go west. And I went there to see the Pandoras. And this there was like these storefronts, you know, on the street. The stores were on the bottom, and up top there was like, I don't know, warehouse where they could store stuff, maybe some apartments, I don't know. But on top of this one store, they had a little club called the Cavern Club. And it's where all the Paisley Underground bands played. But I wanted to go see the Pandoras. I only went to this place once. The band before them, I don't remember who it was. It was one of the Paisley Underground bands, though. But anyways, there was this guy walking around with a cape and a cane. And I'm thinking, man, who is this guy? You know, this fucking weirdo, you know? And anyways, when the first band came up on stage, they started playing, and the dude with the cape and cane jumped up on stage, and he started singing. And then when he sang, okay, it turned out it was Sky Saxon from the Seeds, the guy that had the hit "Pushing Too Hard." I mean, he sang a song, he sang another one, and it got to the point where the band couldn't get rid of him, you know. So Pandora's came up, and he wanted to do the same thing, but they wouldn't give up the mic. They didn't have nothing to do with it. But anyways, apparently that happened quite often at that venue, and Red Cross, the McDonald brothers from Red Cross, Jeff McDonald and Steve McDonald, put this album out, and it's a gig that they did for Sky Saxon. They were backing Sky Saxon, and then you got Brian Corrigan of the Primates on drums. And this is a fantastic album. If you like garage rock, I recommend this. It's really good. There's Sky Saxon right there. Sky Sunlight Saxon. This was in the 80s. But yeah, the McDonald brothers are really great in this. Really well done. Really raw garage. If you like garage music, try Purple Electricity. Highly recommend. I don't know how crazy that was, but whatever. Your collecting pet peeve. Now, Dylan from Nova Records, he was talking about like, these snooty, snotty people, it bugs him. And yeah, me too. I mean, I'm not an audiophile. But he made the comment about people that make a big deal out of people that say vinyls. I don't really care, you know, if you say vinyl or vinyls. But it does make you look stupid. The plural of vinyl is vinyl. I mean, the plural of fish is fish. You don't say, oh, look at all the little fishies. You say, look at all the fish. Or deer. Oh, look at that herd of deer. You don't go, look at all the deers. You know, just a tip. But okay, I'm going to do this is the vinyl community videos, pet peeves. Now one, it's not pet peeves, I could care less. It's ways that you can improve your videos. And that is, don't have long intros. Just get to it, you know? I mean, you have some of these guys, they have these cheesy graphics and all this shit. And as a graphic design major, most of them are not really all that good, I'd have to say. And then, you know, you have some of them are pretty fancy. And then it cuts to this guy sitting in his kitchen, you know? It's like, that's a pretty startling transition there, you know? But, my major pet peeve, and it's not necessarily VC videos, it's YouTube in general. It's the commercials, the ads. It's gone overboard. I mean, I used to listen to, at work, I would put on headphones and break, and I would listen to, like, I'd look up an album, and there's many of albums. I used to listen to the whole album. Now, you can't. A lot of the times you can't. After about 5 minutes, an ad comes in. It's like, right in the middle of, sometimes in the middle of a song, you know? And, yeah, that sucks. And I'm not, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of VC members that do monetize and they have ads. I've unsubscribed several people that do that. There are some that I'm willing to, okay. In fact, if it's a channel I really like, I'll even let the ads play out so they can get a little bling. I mean, I know Dylan from Noble Records, he's monetized his station, and he's used his channel to promote his record store, which is understandable. I mean, he took a big plunge, you know, opening a record store that's a big plunge, and I don't, you know, it's cool. A record from the year you were born. I don't have any records from the year I was born. An album or genre people would be surprised to know you like. I don't know. But I'm just showing this one. The Dazz Band. Let It Whip. I like the funk, man. But I don't know if it's a big surprise. Show a 10-inch record. I don't dislike 10-inch records. I mean, I obviously prefer albums, but this is the Clash. Super Black Market Clash. It's actually 3 10-inches. Share an interesting fact about an album or song. Well, I don't know how interesting it is. But it's Blind Faith. After Eric Clapton or Cream broke up, Steve Winwood got a hold of Eric Clapton and asked him, hey, are you interested in, you know, forming this band, you know, we'll see how it goes or whatever. Yeah, Eric Clapton was pretty excited, you know. Eric Clapton showed up and he was mortified when Ginger Baker showed up. Part of the reason that Clapton did not want to be in Cream anymore was because of Ginger Baker. Ginger Baker was such an asshole. And for Ginger Baker to show up for the Blind Faith, it was just, this band was doomed from the beginning, you know. Alright, showing an album with an animal on the cover. We got G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies. There's G.G. right there, he's a fucking animal. Show an album with crazy artwork. I'm going to show this one, dude. This is Headache. This is the one in the... It's by Big Black, one of my favorite bands from the 80s. And this is in really thick black material. It's got a bunch of shit in here. But the actual album art is pretty brutal. It's a guy that shot himself in the head, committed suicide. Show a really good album that you can find for cheap. Now, if you... I picked this one, Art Garfunkel, Break Away. I really like this album. Now, if you don't like softer music, I mean, if you're only a punk rocker, only a heavy metal guy, you're not going to like that. But if you do like softer music once in a while, I recommend this one. It's doesn't really have a bad song on it. Now, show an album with an acquired taste. Now, Dylan from Noble Records showed this one, Trout Mask Replica. This is not an acquired taste. This is a piece of shit, and it always will be. I mean, you can say, oh yeah, I get it now, or you're just tolerating crap, you know. But I will show this one, because Captain Beefheart is an acquired taste. This is a fantastic album. And once you listen to the rhythm, especially on the first song, man. I'm gonna burglarize you, baby. It's just like, it's really great. But they only do 2 bars, and then the next 2 bars are totally different, you know. And his voice is kind of weird, but if you give this some deep listens, man, this is an acquired taste, and it's a fantastic album. I guess you can get to the point where you can tolerate this album, but it's still not a good album, man. And show your most recent find. Well, see, I was going to do a recent finds video this weekend. I'm waiting on... I actually have enough records to do 2 recent finds, but I'm waiting for one record to do one video, and I'm waiting for another to make the other video. But the most recent one that I have gotten, it's actually a box set, and it's the Fillmore West 1969, February 28th by the Grateful Dead. I haven't dived into it completely, but what I have listened to is fantastic. And that's it. I'll leave a link to Dylan's one, and everybody jump in, man. You ain't doing shit, most of you guys. I'm still working, but I know most of you aren't. Take care. Oh man, the NFL draft was last night. Actually, ESPN, I'm not a big fan of anymore. They did a pretty good job, considering. In fact, having the kids that were drafted shown at their homes, I actually kind of like that better than having them sitting in a studio backstage. Actually, I think that was actually an improvement. Take care. For all you people that are in England or whatever, the NFL draft is where the professional teams pick their college prospects.